Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Anjali and Nicole's podcast. I'm with my friend here today, Nicole, who stays in Romania. Today, we are diving into something that sounds simple but gets wonderfully complicated the moment you start pulling at the threads. Intelligence. That is our topic for the day. Topic is chosen by my friend Nicole. So let's see, how do we dive into this topic? How do we dissect this topic? So, who is this topic for? Is it a topic for young people? Is it for topic for old people? Generally, we are looking at a topic at this topic on a wide range. So here
Hello.
we go.
Hello,
Nicole, I'm
Anjali.
so glad you're here with us. And yes, you too, Eli. How are you? What, according to you, is intelligent? When you hear the word intelligent, maybe somebody comes to your mind, or what comes to your mind? Maybe you can share us some of that information.
Hello, glad to be here like always. It's Friday. So it's podcast day, everyone.
Yes,
Um, yes,
podcast.
actually, it's a complex topic, and maybe it needs to be properly debated and discussed.
Yeah,
Because nowadays I won't be surprised like if there is a statistics or like let's say people will simply be interviewed in the streets on this topic. I think many would say like, oh, intelligence it's something like you're born with, or intelligence it's something just about emotions and how you control your emotions. I would say it's a little bit of everything, but mostly I would say intelligence is making things work for you, not against you.
making things work for us.
So, whatever resources you have, make them work for you to lead your best life.
Do you have
That's why
any example of that? Do you have any example of a person who you find
we
intelligent?
are all good examples. We are all intelligent
We are
creatures.
all
I think.
intelligence according to you, because we are all. Could you say we are intelligent because we are human, first of all, because we have that big brain up
Yeah,
there on the
exactly.
head?
Honestly, I was reflecting a little bit on this subject this morning, and see, nowadays we're even speaking about because we cannot not speak about it, artificial intelligence. But in
Mm,
the end, the highest form of intelligence we know it's the human being. Yes, maybe a computer does more intelligent things, let's say, than a human. But who designed that computer? The
human.
human mind, you know.
Correct. Yeah.
So I think it's again like being able to lead your life. Intelligence is like I think it's being able to lead your life in a way that makes you happy and content.
That's interesting. Is there anyone that you feel is, I know you mentioned humans are all intelligent, but is there anyone that you could maybe look up to? You could say that I look up to this person because of his or her intelligence. Is there someone, or maybe yourself? Do you feel
Okay, so I think the easiest the how do I put that? Not the easiest. I mean the luckiest ones. Okay, they have perhaps what it's called the IQ, okay, the high IQ, which in my opinion is it's something genetic. It's in your DNA. So you're just born like that. Lucky you, you know.
okay? So you feel that
So yes, I have some examples. Like my father, I can say my father is an example, a very good example of this form of intelligence that I feel like he's just naturally intelligent.
amazing, amazing,
Um, so yes, and I think if you have that already and you're aware of it and you even work to maintain it or to add knowledge to your intelligence, then you're becoming like, successful, I guess. It's not enough just to be intelligent by nature.
right? Yeah, because intelligence. Although we are born with the brain, we are born with the innate intelligence that we all human have, that gives us the fight or flight. That is also part of our intelligence. Our intelligence in the body gives us the breath. our intelligence in the body lets us taste, the intelligence in the body lets us swallow, lets us walk, talk, respond, these are
Yes,
all the kind of intelligence that we all have innate in the human body.
I agree.
Coming to more deeper more deeper into intelligence. When we look at kids these days, when we look at students who generally are schoolgoers, do you think schools in today's date are able to measure people's intelligence? You know how we have tests, we have exams, and you are scored by how you answer each exams, how you answer each questions given posed by the teachers, or do you think schools measure up to show somebody's intelligence? Um,
Well, I don't know if I'm the right person to answer this question. Generally speaking, again, I think they go for the problem solving, um, um, maybe even critical thinking. Sorry, there was a small fly. I think it's measuring more this inborn intelligence, I would say, the IQ rather than, because like the two main forms that are studied and that are defined of intelligence is the emotional and the intelligence. I'm not sure how you pronounce this in English.
quotient,
Quotient.
quotient, yeah, quotient, yeah,
Okay.
the IQ and the
So
EQ.
yeah. So I mean, I think it depends very much. Maybe lately schools are also trying to focus also on other abilities or skills, not only the one that we are just, let's say, born with. Um, I think that there can be a lot of improvement also there.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe not, if you ask me and I have to give an answer, maybe not as much as needed. Maybe not as maybe doesn't measure. So the question is, if it's measuring the, can you
The
can
kind of
you
smart people have. So does the school
okay, yeah.
measure the smartness that people have? So,
But again, smartness and intelligence. It's like, I think it's a multitude, like a lot of factors involved in this.
mm-hmm,
Uh, because again, like you can be someone smart and you're smart.
mm-hmm,
Actually, it's very important even to know you're smart, because I think a lot of people are intelligent, but they don't know how to use that. And I'm not saying you should use it in a bad way, because I think people are using it also in a negative way, just because they know they are smart, they know how to manipulate, they know what to say. Because also the way you communicate, because we spoke a lot about communication in our podcasts. Even this is a form of intelligence. How do you communicate?
correct, yeah.
How do you pose? Like if you are asked the question, like, okay, let me go a little bit back to your question about school, actually. So actually, talking about schools, I can give an example. It's my own story. I'm not sure what was there, but maybe we analyze it together. Was it the emotional intelligence? Was it the IQ, like this inherited, let's say, intelligence? So let's see. I was passing an important language test, and I had three subjects that I had to answer to. So the first two would be a little bit easier and less complex. And if you manage to do them perfectly, you'll get a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So it's I would, I wanted more. So I did the first two, okay, and it was already my turn, because it was they will give you 15 minutes to prepare the subject, and then you'll have to present it to
You verbally
the
presented.
yeah, to verbal
Okay.
present it.
Mm-hmm.
So the third topic, the one that could get me closer to a 10, was a little bit confusing and stressful, because honestly, I didn't know. I never. It was a German language test, so I
Okay.
didn't know what's that word. The word I came to find out afterward, that was environment. So the question is as follows: how important it is to protect the environment?
Okay.
So
In
I
German.
was like, oh my God, what's this environment? But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I don't even remember in German now, because honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I was like not so well prepared.
Hmm.
Um, and I never really liked, unfortunately, this language, but it was a subject in school, in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, I don't know how to answer these questions because I don't know what this environment think.
Yeah. You don't know
So
the
I said,
meaning.
okay, but let me try. The question is how important is. It doesn't ask if it's important. So I said it must be important. So I said, you know what? Let me just try my luck. So I said it's very important to protect. And I was copy pasting
Huh.
the words that I
Huh.
have no. It's very. But what I thought, I figured it out that what, maybe it's something like customs or traditions or something like a national
Hmm.
value or something. So I started saying that we're citizens of these countries and we have to respect everything around us. So guess what? It was actually matching
Okay.
without
Wow,
knowing
your
it.
luck.
Man, and I got a 10 because
Oh, wow.
nobody.
That is interesting. Now that is like you deserve an
That's a
applause for
story to
that.
tell, my grandkids one day. Honestly, I was very proud of myself. But
I
thinking
didn't
about
get
it, I
one
don't
thing
know.
though. I didn't understand one thing. Was it something you had to write down or something that you had to talk about?
No, they will give you 15 minutes, so it's up to you if you just thinking in your mind, or just write it down and you read it, whatever was
Oh, okay.
comfortable.
Okay.
So you'll have
Okay.
a pen and a paper, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You will
Okay.
extract randomly a subject,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
You will not know what's the subject,
Okay.
but this was like 3 points in the
Uh-huh.
subject, you know. So if I didn't have that courage, I would say,
Oh,
to try
intelligence.
my luck, I would have gotten a poor six,
Yeah.
which was. Uh, so in the end, I aimed for 10. So what do you think? Because I think that was rather emotional intelligence, or what kind of intelligence? Because there was a form of intelligence there.
I
Like we
think
cannot.
that's yes, of course, there's a form of intelligence there, but it's also courage, a lot of courage. Like you didn't want to give up on this topic. You know that something it's related to something that you know it's a value. So work on the value. Pretend that this is a value noun, and then you work through it. I think it's also an intelligence. Yeah, that IQ
I
point
think it's emotional a little bit as well. I
through
mean,
it.
it was I think it was a little bit of both because I was able to work with my emotions to emotionally, to regulate my emotions, because the emotions were like, like, oh my God, like I'm failing, but I didn't go there. I'm
But
failing.
that is not really considered in EQ. It's more of IQ. EQ is more like, my God, this is a good topic.
I think
EQ.
I think it's both, right? Because that's why I'm saying intelligence in general, it's a little bit of everything. A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of environment. Speaking of environment, cultural. Like I think there are so many equations in there that make you what people will call intelligent. You see, like I'm learning from someone close to me. Uh, this lady, if she so okay, it's my employee. Okay.
Okay.
I'm learning wonderful things from her. uh, if she doesn't have an answer for something, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a form also of intelligence, and yeah, maybe we put it in categories or not, but it's a form of intelligence. Like if she's not sure of something, or if she doesn't want to put herself in a situation that is not good for her image, let's say, she would
Oh,
rather
okay.
say, I'm not sure. She'll say,
Mm.
oh, I'm not sure of this, or like she'll not just jump into the
This is the
answer.
answer. Mm.
She say, I'm not sure. Or one day I remember I asked her to rate something.
Mm-hmm.
I was, yeah, and she was like, I cannot rate because like this is marked, because if she would, she said, okay, I don't want to give an answer that will put me in a position that
That will
uh,
hurt my image.
it was also something work related.
Yeah,
So I said, how would you rate from a scale to 1 to 10? There, I don't remember the matter, but she told me I cannot rate. Uh, so then I had to put it in a different form.
ah,
So I like that. I like that. And then it took me some time to realize that actually this is something like she's regularly using. Like I'm not sure.
I think yes, it could be that, or the way you approach her is, remember when we did the chapter 14, the meta programs, how do you approach a person and the questions, what questions you need to pose? Either are you the one who
Yeah.
goes away from, are you the one that goes towards? So maybe from there you get to know about her a little bit.
Yes,
It's,
yes,
I
yes,
guess,
yes.
could be part of the intelligence factor.
Yes, it's knowledge.
I
It's knowledge. I mean, knowledge can be intelligence at some point because you train yourself, you document yourself. Because I think even our mind should, I mean, it's not that I think neuroscience can uh, confirm or can prove it. We need to train our brain. Yes, we have these cells, thanks God, these brain cells, we all have it.
I like that you say we need to train our brain. And yes, according to science, we do need to train our brain. And I was actually doing my research on this before our podcast, and there was like 22 ways to enhance your intelligence. And what
Oh,
caught my eye, what caught the most from it, one of it was nothing to do with reading, nothing to do with writing, nothing to do with learning anything. It was simply sitting down and meditating. And it connects you to your intelligence. It shuts your brain out from the other
okay.
unimportant things. It makes it
So not
focus.
always add. Sometimes pause, right?
Pause,
Mm.
pause, pause. Delete, delete, delete also adds to the intelligence. Although, yes,
Oh,
there are other 21 points, but this towards the end, when I saw meditation as one of your intelligence increasing
right?
method,
Okay.
yeah, and it was quite interesting. Obviously, many other points call on doing things regularly, reading a lot of reading books, uh, what do you call that?
Learning a new language.
Learning a new language is also it's
Yes.
part of the first 10
It's
points.
enhancing, as you said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Now, have you that you are learning a new language?
Mhm.
Have you noticed anything about your personality? Because the saying goes, when you learn a new language, you develop a different type of personality because of that language. So, have you,
Really? I
yeah,
mean, I don't
like
like
you in that language,
how
you're a
come?
different personality. In that, like
Mhm.
I'm speaking English right now.
Interesting.
My personality is different than when I'm speaking Indonesian. Have you come across that?
Wow. I mean, I never thought of that. Where did you like you came across this
Many a
info?
times. Yeah, it's not something that
Oh,
I've
something new
seen it
for
just
me.
once. It's like your the ability to you for you to know another language means you have another personality.
What's the connection? Like, what's the system? The
Um,
we can now you raised this for me and you made me curious. By the way, curiosity, continuous curiosity. It's also an intelligence trait, apparently.
oh, okay.
Because you're not happy just with what you know. You always want to know more.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
Continuous curiosity. I like that.
this is something very interesting. If somebody's that if anyone that is watching this podcast knew about it or can share with us any comments on that. But
One.
how exactly like what exactly you like what's your understanding on that?
Because when you learn another language, right,
Yeah.
it's like going into a different culture, and depending on who teaches you the language, you tend to adapt the way they speak.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then also the fact that how when you say a certain words, there is the tongue twister, and I don't know the whole addition of all of this uh, different way of talking,
Very
connecting with
interesting.
culture,
Maybe we'll
and
do a podcast on that in
it's
learning languages in general. Let's
yeah,
see what we discover.
that's a good that's good, yeah. Because we both among both of us we know many languages, right?
Well, I mean, many. Uh, I used to know a little bit of French. I used to know a little bit of German, but I didn't practice them, so
Comment
they
tu
are kind
t'appelles?
of gone.
Let me
Come
test
on,
your.
everyone knows that. But this is very.
Can you say
Je
it
m'appelle
though?
Nicoletta.
See,
Nicoletta. Oui.
Nicoletta. Oui. Très bon, très bon. Like even I have forgotten my French. We did the exam, we did the DELF exam of French. So, yeah, bottom line is learning a new language can change or changes a little bit of your personality because you get to know a different culture, you
Interesting.
get to know a different facts, you get to know a different you. So yes, multiple language, multiple personality. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I agree. I also came across a nice concept also regarding intelligence about the sense of self-identity. I like that. Knowing who you are.
Okay, tell me
You see
more.
how beautifully, like, so far in our podcast, we discussed three chapters from Anthony Robbins' Unlimited Power, right? So
Yes,
I feel like you see how things connect because now we discussed a lot about certain aspects of our power, let's say, okay, that we should be aware of and we should use it. And it's basically about our emotional power, or how to put that, our inner power,
no.
right?
Hmm.
Um, so I like that having a strong self-identity, like knowing who you are. It's a form of intelligence as well. Um, because
For
again,
me,
like, yes,
let me share you what my thoughts is. My thoughts is because I'm a person who came from an engineering background. I was just discussing this with my husband the other day that I love maths. I was telling him that you know what
you're
I
good at
love
math.
maths. Like I used to be
Oh,
very good at maths, and so
I was
numbers.
the worst
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're good at
until I had
other
to pass my
subjects.
exam in high school. So then I kind of
I
I
was
had to.
so
Then I
bad at
joined.
history. I was so bad, probably less bad than history than I was at English. But English essay used to give me that shivers. Like I used to have shivers down my neck. Like, how am I supposed to, what am I supposed to write? Because English wasn't actually my first language. Like anyway, so for me, at this age and day and age, I am not in school anymore. I'm not reading as much as I used to. I'm not doing maths as much as I used to. Maths is only you come across maths when you're doing grocery, when you're just calculating a random thing. You're not
Okay.
considered a student anymore. So how do I make my student in today's day and age? Is through solving puzzles. Things like Sudoku, things
Yes.
like word search, things like Scrabble, things like chess. All of this focuses on building your cognitive intelligence in your brain. So
And ability.
when you
Yeah.
do this, you're optimizing your brain
Yes.
health, optimizing
Yes.
also your physical health because physical health, not directly, physical health, of course, you have to do other physical things. Basically, when you use the muscles in your brain will
Mm.
keep on activating. One of the things that you just said is through learning a language. Another is through learning an instrument, let's say
Oh
guitar,
yes, playing an
a
instrument.
piano, reading
Yes.
notes. Let's keep it flowing. And how do you keep
Yes.
it flowing? Is through doing these activities and through doing these small things, strategy games like chess, smart games like word search, or what do you call that? Sudoku. It's all these smart games.
Sure.
When you enhance yourself, the power in your brain, you'll just suddenly be very appalled, like, I'm so good at this suddenly. How am I good at this? Yeah, because you've been practicing. You let your brain cells
Yes.
activate. You've let the blood in the brain flow. Same with the physical health. But today we are concentrating on the word intelligence, which we always think intelligence come from the
Connected to the mind,
the
to the
mind, the
brain.
brain. Yeah.
Actually, a question just crossed my mind. I don't know if any of us will really, um, but let's debate it a little bit. Um, Procrastination. Do you
Ooh.
think? Do you think intelligent people tend to procrastinate? And
Oh.
why? If I mean, I can give my opinion as well if you want to go first. Like,
Very, very, very good question. I'm a big procrastinator, and I think it does chip off a little bit of your intelligence. What do you say?
yeah, I think it does because I think you will, you know that, you know what, I will handle this, like I'll manage. Even if it's last minute, I will see what I will do, right? But I think this will not take you far. Like on long term, it's about consistency and about, as you said, training, constant flow, constant. Because if you're someone who will always delay things because you will say like, okay, I still have time, I still have time, you're kind of overestimating yourself. But sometimes knowledge, studying, training gets you further, you know. So okay, so maybe you're not so your natural, let's say, intelligence, okay, it's not so, maybe your DNA. Oh, sorry, I dropped my phone. So maybe, okay, you're coming from a modest background, let's say, and intellectually speaking, okay, but we have that something, because we all have that something in us, that spark of intelligence. So if you are aware of that and you are working on that, you can go
For
right
hmm.
further, or you can be more successful than someone who is just intelligent, but they for them is just enough. Okay, I'm like, I can handle that. The streets smart,
Street
as they
smart.
call it.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, you're right. What you just said. Thank you, dear. So coming back to the topic of intelligence, you had mentioned the word emotional intelligence, right? Emotional EQ, emotional quotient, right? Do you think
Yeah.
emotional quotient is an intelligence? Because sometimes when I think about it, why must emotion be intelligence? Who was the one who made emotion and intelligence? Emotion is separate for me. Emotion is separate, and intelligence is separate. So, is it something that you can call intelligence, emotional? One of it is compassion, empathy. Are these
Yeah.
intelligence, or are these just wrongly named attributes?
Hmm. I mean, there was a book, Daniel Goleman, that I was supposed to read many years ago. It's still in my library, and I haven't. So that's a good question. Uh,
What was the book
yeah, I
about?
think you still need to use the IQ to actually, regulate your emotions. So I think it's still it's how to say it. It's from the same, you know,
Branch.
like let's say main source, and it's like a baby, like
Okay, so you
Yeah,
you
I don't think they are so separate. I don't think they're separate. I
so
guess
you
this
think
is my.
you think because I feel intelligence can be taught, intelligence can be learned. You don't have to be born intelligent. But do you think teaching somebody emotion, telling them to be more empathy, telling them to be more kind, moral, I think emotion falls more under morals than under intelligence. That is what
Hmm.
I think. And I
And
feel
more under environment and right environment and society and culture and like
like
what you hear,
presumably,
what you
yes.
learn from your
Yeah.
parents, family, right? This is what you
Yes,
mean.
yes. Like, how do you connect with your friends, family, people in general, your community, the people that
Yeah,
you
how you
meet
form
quite
bonds
often?
and yes.
These are like, how do you deal with them? How do you talk to them? How do you show your
But
compassion to
some
them?
would say that actually this form of intelligence, okay, it's actually in daily life, it's actually more useful, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It's
it will
it's
help you more.
Yes, apparently, that's what we you have also read in an article or somewhere, right? That in emotional
Mm.
intelligence something is something that a person needs to have more than it's more important than EQ, IQ. I've
Because
seen.
it's fine to have the skill, the cognitive skills, okay, which we call it IQ, and it can be measured.
Hmm.
Uh, but you see, like the emotional, it cannot be measured. But I agree that, but I think they always have to go hand in hand. I don't think one without the other can
Is it?
really. Yeah, I mean, I think so.
This is a
To
good
make
point.
the full picture, and now they made actually, but I'm not really familiar with. Actually, it's more they. I'm not sure who created these concepts, but it's also like something like workplace quotient.
Yeah, so I think it's quotient.
My friend shared something with me. I don't know how documented this information is. I'm just mentioning it, but I'm not sure like if it's done proper research on that or any studies. Um, Technology is good, but if what she's telling me is true, if the source is reliable, it seems like nowadays generations of teenagers or young adults are the first generations that are not which word to use for that. Um, it's I mean the expectations of an evolving society is that each generation, with each generation, society world becomes like a better place. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
like
Mm.
smarter, better, name it. Okay, but
Mm.
apparently it's the first generations that are not better than their parents in the sense of evolving or like, and I think also it has to do with intelligence or like with the ability to use your intelligence, the ability to use your skills, and I believe it can be the culprit can be the wrong or the excessive usage
Phone.
of yeah,
On phone.
internet. I mean,
Information is coming easy. They can Google things. So generally, we tapped into the word intelligence, and we went a little light on the conversation today, Nicole. This can be elaborated in so many ways and in many, many different branches. So maybe in our next podcast, we can continue with this, going into a deeper segment of intelligence. It could be about EQ, or it could be about schools, or it could be generally about how do you enhance intelligence for people 30 and above.
yes, we can put
Yeah.
it in some category. Why
So
not?
it has been fun discussing intelligence with you. Thank you for coming
Okay,
up with the topic of
let's
today.
uh, let's dive deeper and see what we find.
I think it's a good thing to come back to this topic for next month, next week. What do you say?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So, on today's note, if you guys feel that there is anything that you'd like to add or comment on this topic, please do comment, follow, or share with anyone or not. It's up to you. This is two girls just talking, chatting, and sharing our knowledge,
covering, growing.
sharing our
So
knowledge
join us.
of growth. So, let us know if you have any comments or you'd like to come on with us in our podcast. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful
Have a
weekend,
good day.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye bye.
Nicole.